Rex is, the most classic of classic texts is the way I look at it. So any theater that's based in the classics at some point needs to, climb the Everest of Oedipus Rex. It really came about because early in my career, I saw the original production of Gospel at Colonus and thought, oh my God, look what classic theater can do to transform and lift up and have a communal catharsis based on this ancient text in this new context. So when Angel and I were trying to think about how might we be able to produce our own production of gospel, we thought, well, wouldn't it be even more powerful if an audience could go on the whole journey of the narrative, namely, where and how did the fate of Oedipus lead in Oedipus Rex to him then wandering wilderness and needing to find Colonus and the redemption that comes about from that. Honestly, I went into Rex thinking, yeah, I can't wait to get to Gospel Colonus because the music and the performance is going to be so awesome, but I guess we got to do Rex to get there. But the experience of doing Rex was such that Oedipus Rex production for me artistically and for our audience and artists set such a high bar. Gospel Colonus better watch out because we have this, the table has been set in the way we intended, but the ambition for gospel is now even larger because of what we were able to do with Rex. One of the things that certainly has been fueling our work in the Greeks is how do we take each production and learn more and bring it forward into the next. But for me as a director, it's been not simply in the Greek texts that our blessed founding artistic director, Nick Ruddle, taught me, starting really with the Iphigenia cycle that we did many years ago, in which the chorus was very much these real people present for the events of the story. But in learning about that, if you can track this evolution of artistic thinking, what we found then in creating a production of Arthur Miller's All My Sons and how to make the neighbors, as Miller himself said, he wanted them to behave as if a Greek chorus. So we found some less literal and more formalistic and metaphoric ways of that chorus surrounding that family house and that family tragedy in All My Son. But then the next step was, how might a chorus tell story non-vocally, without words? And so you may recall in some sections of Augie March, how we had a company that was telling a lot of story just through physicality. And again, that was sort of an evolution that then led to how to think about the chorus in Oedipus Rex, because we basically took, there's 6 or 7 choral odes, and actually 5 formally, depending on which translation. And we worked very aggressively about how to tell the story through physical gesture, so that then when they did speak, the value and impact of that would be at its strongest. So in this clip that we're going to share with you, you'll see the chorus lined up downstage, just facing straight out. And it's one of the few times you actually hear any of the chorus in Rex speaking, because again, we were trying to think of a way of building upon what is a chorus, what is its function, how does it help tell a story that we want to tell? So you get a sense of that evolution in Rex. Where that's going to go with Gospel Colonus, we're going to take it to the next iteration.
Do you have no shame? The city is dying, and here you fight like petulant children. Come into the house, you, Creon, go now. No more quarreling.
My sister, your husband, will send me into exile or to my death. I have caught him plotting against my life. No! Let me die amongst the damned if ever I wish you harm.
Oh, believe him, Oedipus. Believe him when he swears.
Listen to her.
I beg you, listen.
This is one of the examples of how we tried to think about a Greek chorus in a maybe slightly different way than you'd expect.
Trust Creon.
You hear how they're all sharing
You are asking of me.
the line.
This means death or exile for
Chorus
me.
thinking is as much Oedipus' brain and his conscious as it was literally people, literally elders of thieves. Such an extraordinary
and
actor.
let him go.
You see the chorus shifts
And let me die.
as he
But that is
releases.
what must be. A wander into exile and shame, leaving this Thebes that I love.
Now watch. He talks directly to the audience,
You
not to the
citizen,
chorus, but to the audience.
you moved me to this change of heart.
Just made the
As for
event
him,
present with him
wherever he goes, he will be hated.
even more
You
immediate.
make peace.
Because typically
Your
that
words
line
are
would have been
full of
addressed to
hate.
the chorus itself.
Your anger still seethes within your heart.
Now these two are brother and sister, Tim and Kate,
Leave me in peace.
and you don't have much opportunity to really
Go
see.
now.
But watch what Tim found on just this exit. This little physical gesture that tells so much.
You misjudged me.
It's such a pleasure to be talking about the work of court theater, through these videos that we're making. It's such a joy to feel like we're back in process and back in the rehearsal room and back in the creative space, as opposed to just trying to figure out how to make it through the next day or so. So I hope that in sharing this with you, you get a sense of where court theater is at, and also perhaps help take you to imagine and be creative and think beyond the given circumstances that we're all dealing with right now. Because I find myself surprisingly optimistic and ambitious for the future. And so sharing with you something about our process, it fuels me. I hope it's a welcome thing for you as well.